Where can I watch replays of my Overwatch matches? I just had 58 kills as Soldier in my last game, and I need to rewatch the madness. Help, thanks! Well, I'm sorry to break it to you, buddy, but you can't yet. Replays are something Overwatch has been lacking since beta, and although some people thought they'd be added before launch, it's 2017 and we're still without them. You might not be sure exactly what replays are or what they could mean for the game, but it's a really passionate topic for me, and I'm really excited about the possibilities replays could bring for players, content creators, and Overwatch esports. Let's get started. Now, those of you who come from other major online multiplayer titles will know a lot about the ability to access and watch replays of your matches. If you've played Counter-Strike, then you know about GoTV, and a game like Dota has some amazing replay potential as well. However, if you come from small indie games like League of Legends, then you might know what it's like to have your replay system coming soon, since it took League 8 years to introduce its own replay system. An effective replay system passively records your matches and gives you the ability to spectate them afterwards, saving or recording them for later use. Optimally, you can view them from any player's perspective, from a third-person flying camera, or from several fixed camera locations, like we have in the current Spectate system that's only available while live in custom games. Overall, replays can introduce some huge benefits to a game of Overwatch, since the current system has massive limitations. As a YouTuber who produces highlight and montage content, the only way that we can record live game footage is firsthand. Unless you're recording during your play or you go back to watch your short 30-second highlights, there's no way to capture your gameplay, and it's lost forever after the game ends and you log out. You can't record in a higher quality or from a better third-person angle by going back and rewatching a game, and you can't record it at all if your computer can't handle it, since most screen recording software is actually super CPU intensive. Recording Overwatch while playing requires a beast computer, and that's why a lot of the available Overwatch footage online is in 480p, 30 FPS, or has huge bitrate issues. For our Overwatch Moments channel, we could increase the quality of our videos immensely if individuals who can't or don't record could submit replay files to us that we could then watch and record ourselves. Think of how many awesome top-level players could get montages made working with replays instead of relying on actively recording everything. Also, without any third-person perspectives, cinematic Overwatch videos can't happen without extensive work and recording in custom games with a minimum of 2 people working together to create the shot. If we want to cut from a first-person in-game shot to show a third-person perspective, like in a Nice Guy Smile montage, there's a ton of work that needs to be done to replicate that effect. Lacking replays also has a pretty large impact on the overall skill at the highest levels of the game. Although it's not incredibly common, VOD review or rewatching your own matches is probably the single best way to improve at an online PvP game. While playing, there's an enormous number of things that happen during a match that you'll miss entirely, either because you were positioned incorrectly, or looking at the wrong spot, or just busy playing the game. Being able to rewatch yourself from both the first and third person perspectives, while also seeing both teams' movements, will allow you to spot your own mistakes and learn how to work on improving. Taking the time to analyze your own play after the fact is entirely invaluable, but unfortunately it's not something we can do effective in Overwatch. When you're playing a game like StarCraft, you could go back and rewatch your matches to see if maybe you got the timing wrong on something, or you missed an important enemy move in your scout. And some of these are things that you can just never experience while playing the game itself, and that you need to look at after the fact. With replays, we could also send in our game to coaches, YouTubers, and streamers who might be willing to review them and provide feedback or coaching. Currently, coaching has to be done through something like a Skype screen share or a recorded video, but replays could open up a huge variety of new opportunities to help lower skilled players and for highly skilled players to help themselves. That's not even touching on the possibilities at the professional level. Coaches do VOD reviews with their teams in every major esport, but these are insanely more effective with replays when you can see the entire team and match in its entirety. We're currently hindering esports quite a bit with a lack of replays, forcing teams to take quite unoptimal methods in their coaching and review, like recording the player screens directly. If you think a team like Envious is good now, just wait until they have even more tools to improve their teamwork and coordination. From an esports perspective as well, replays could improve the spectator experience by quite a large amount. Currently, when observers and casters spectate a game, they have to do it in real time. There's no ability to slow down, rewind, or reposition to catch certain fights or ultimates. You have to capture everything perfectly the first time, and if you miss just one angle, you could miss out on the most hype moment of the match. If a Widowmaker absolutely goes off, but you aren't anticipating it, you'll only have the kill feed to show you instead of being able to watch it through the first person. With a replay system, not only would we be able to slow down or rewind in live matches, but secondary observers could pull replays of hype moments or key plays the casters missed that decided the match. I work as an observer for Riot Games doing the LCS, and part of what I do is capturing key moments of the match for the analyst desk to take a look at afterwards. This makes the broadcast loads better for the viewers, but it's something that just isn't possible in Overwatch with the current technology. For a title that's pushing itself to be an S-tier esport, with $100,000 prize pools and an upcoming major league hosted by Blizzard itself, it's really behind when it comes to its viewing options. So the question becomes, where the hell are replays? Some of the first posts we have on replays since the release of Overwatch happened on the forums in June of 2016. Jeff dropped a huge comment detailing the future of Overwatch plans, a lot of which have come into the game already. They added competitive play, the PTR, new heroes like Ana and Sombra, and even new maps like Eichenwald and Oasis. Jeff mentions here that he really wants to make major improvements to the spectator features and to your personal highlights, and on June 17th clarifies that he wants to add replays specifically. He says, "We very badly want to give players replay functionality. Our engine is built so that it works. It actually works internally, which sort of pains us because we know how badly players want the feature. Right now, even though the game was architected with replays in mind, it's a non-trivial amount of work to make it a player-facing feature. What we have internally is not scalable to 10 million plus players. We do have a lot of knowledge around the studio from our other games in regards to getting this functionality into your hands someday. Right now, our roadmap has us working on highlights improvements first, before attempting to tackle replays. The same people work on those features. Too long didn't read, "It's a big goal for us, but a tremendous amount of work, so not on the immediate horizon." Now, at the time, this gave players a lot of confidence and optimism about replays coming in the future. However, at this point, highlights haven't even been improved at all since the game was released, and the game's even increased to 25 million players, so that's a lot more to roll out to. Knowing that the system is built to support replays, and the fact that replays actually work internally, definitely does give us the feeling that it could roll out after those other major changes. On June 29th, community manager Lylira clarifies that, while they do want to add a true replay system, it wasn't actually being worked on. One specific roadblock that Jeff mentions is that the team who would be responsible for creating the replay system were working on rolling out 60Hz servers. If you didn't know, Overwatch originally had a 21 tick rate, which was insanely complained about and really made the game uncompetitive at the top levels because there were so many mistakes in the server-client communication, but it was able to triple that in August of last year. As much as I love the new server refresh rate though, it's been over 5 months since we received it, and the team that was working on it apparently hasn't been able to make any headway in replays. Jeff updated the community multiple times through July, September, and August to clarify that it was still in the works, and then he went silent for a while. So the very last update we have from Jeff himself was on December 8th, when he said, "This is a feature we very much want as well. It's a very challenging and large feature from a development standpoint. We've done a lot of the groundwork to help make this happen. We're really hoping to get it in someday. Work is being done, but it's not on the immediate horizon." Knowing that the framework and initial tech for a replay system is admittedly very comforting. The Overwatch team has generally been pretty good at following through on their promises, like releasing new heroes, maps, and game modes very regularly. They've even made improvements to competitive and to the spectate mode in custom matches to try and line up with Overwatch player experiences and requests. Just recently, they added health bars over all of the players while you're spectating, which really improves the experience, and it was a direct request from spectators and casters who were involved in the Overwatch competitive scene. Overall, I feel very confident that we will see replays coming in the near future, But until we hear more word from the team themselves, we really can't be too sure about when. What I can say though is that it's an insanely requested and highly useful feature that I'm dying to have in the game like yesterday. So what do you guys think? Would you use replays, or do you wish there were other things the Overwatch team was working on instead of that? Would you guys even like to use replays in your average Overwatch experience? I know that as a competitive player and a full-time YouTuber, I'd use it all the time, but maybe for an everyday player, it's really not too important. Regardless, I always love hearing from you guys. If you like this video, or if you want to see replays come to Overwatch in the future, drop a fat like and subscribe for more Overwatch videos from us. As always, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.